Everyone tells you to build event-driven architecture on AWS, but nobody shows you how messages actually move between services in real production system. Most tutorials get this wrong. Picture a standard e-commerce setup: order, payment, inventory, shipping, notification, all wired together with direct synchronous API calls. It's the simplest thing that could possibly work until it doesn't. A customer clicks buy, the order service calls payment, payment times out, inventory is already locked, shipping never fires, notification never go out. One slow dependency and the entire architecture cascade into failure. This is why you need event-driven messaging. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to draw you the full picture. SQS, SNS, and EventBridge, what each one does, when to use which, how they break, and exactly how much they cost. Then we will test you on 6 real architecture decisions before you walk away. Let's whiteboard it. The fix is temporary decoupling. Fancy phrase, simple idea. Services don't have to be online at the same time anymore. Instead of one service calling another directly, the producer drops an event into a messaging layer, and the consumer picks it up whenever it's ready. If payment is slow, inventory doesn't care. If notification is down for an hour, messages just wait their turn. Nothing crashes, nothing locks. Same 5 services: order, payment, inventory, shipping, notification, but now they are connected through a messaging layer instead of through each other. The question is, which messaging service do you use? AWS gives you 3 real choices: SQS, SNS, and EventBridge. They all move messages, but they work fundamentally different. And picking the wrong one is how you end up paying 10 times more for an infrastructure that was supposed to save you money. Let's start with SQS, the foundation everything else builds on. SQS, or Simple Queue Service, is a point-to-point message queue. One producer writes a message, one consumer reads it, and once it's read and processed, it's gone. Think of it as a to-do list that workers pull from. Here's how it actually works. The order service publishes a message, let's say process payment for order 1042, into the queue. The payment service is the consumer. It pulls the queue, meaning it actually asks any new work every few seconds. When a message arrives, it grabs it. The moment payment picks up the message, SQS hides it from every other consumer using something called a visibility timeout, usually 30 seconds. If payment finishes the work, it deletes the message and moves on. But if payment crashes middle process, the message doesn't disappear. The visibility timeout expires, the message reappears, and another worker grabs it. That's how SQS guarantees at least once delivery. Nothing gets silently dropped. There are 2 flavors for SQS. Standard queue are fast, throughput is essentially unlimited, and ordering is best effort. FIFO queues preserve strict ordering and exactly once processing, but they are capped around 3000 messages per second per API action with batching. Use standard unless you have a real ordering requirement. Latency is near instant for polling consumers. And here's the killer feature nobody mentions. Messages persist for up to 14 days. 14 days, that's the safety net when your downstream service has a bad afternoon. So SQS is the workhorse. Cheap, durable, simple. But it's strictly point-to-point. One queue, one consumer pool. What if you have event that 5 services need to react to at the same time? That's where SNS comes in. SNS, or Simple Notification Service, flips the model. Instead of point-to-point, it's a bob-sub. You publish one message to a topic, and SNS pushes that message to every subscriber instantly. In our e-commerce system, when an order is placed, shipping needs to know, notification needs to know, and analytics need to know. All from one order event. SNS fans it out, latency under 100 milliseconds. Here's what most tutorials get wrong. SNS is not fire and forget. It has surprisingly aggressive retry policy. For HTTP endpoints, the default delivery policy runs immediate retries, then a pre-back-off phase, then a back-off phase, then a post-back-off phase. About 10 attempts spread across roughly 260 seconds. If all of those failed and you have configured a subscription level dead letter queue, the message lands there. If you haven't, the message is gone. It's just gone. This is why industry standard pattern isn't SNS pushing directly to HTTP endpoint. It's SNS fanning out to SQS. SQS give you durable storage for 14 days. SNS give you a couple hundred milliseconds of retries. If your notification service is down for an hour, raw SNS won't save you. SNS to SQS will. Remember this pattern. It's the single most important takeaway in this video. SNS for fan-out speed, SQS for durability. Together, they are the foundation of nearly every production-grade event-driven system on AWS. EventBridge is the smart router of the three. It's a central event bus that understands your event and route them based on rules you define. Think of it as an enterprise service bus of AWS, except it doesn't suck. Every event is a JSON document. EventBridge lets you filter events by content, so you can say if order total is over $1,000, send it to the manual review queue. Anything under, send it straight to automated fulfillment. That's content-based filtering, and you cannot do it with SQS or SNS natively. Either you write a lambda to pick at the message, or you use EventBridge. EventBridge also gives you schema registry that auto-discover your event structure and generate code binding, native integration with dozens of AWS services, and a dedicated SaaS partner event bus for Shopify, Stripe, PagerDuty, and 100 others. That last one matters more than people realize. Stripe sends you 15 event types. You don't want to write a router for each one. One thing worth flagging, EventBridge end-to-end latency is typically around 500 milliseconds. That's fine for business workflows, but if you need real-time fan-out, SNS is faster at under 100 milliseconds. Right tool, right job. Since December 2022, AWS launched EventBridge Pipes. This is the feature nobody talks about, and it's the most underrated thing in the messaging stack. Pipes is a point-to-point connection between a source and a target, with optional filtering, optional enrichment via lambda or step function, and zero glue code. A DynamoDB stream on your orders table can flow directly into an SQS queue through a pipe, with a filter to only include completed orders. No lambda, no glue logic, just a pipe. If you are still writing lambda functions to connect two AWS services together, you probably need EventBridge Pipes. Stop writing glue code that AWS will write for you, and it's for free. Next, let's put all three together in a real production architecture. A customer places an order, the order service writes to DynamoDB, and the DynamoDB stream fires. An EventBridge pipe pick up that stream and send an order placed event to the EventBridge bus. EventBridge evaluates its routing rules. It sends the event to an SNS topic that fans out instantly to external shipping partner, UPS and FedEx. Because we need under 100 millisecond fan-out speed, it also routes the event to an SQS queue for the payment service. Because payment processing takes a few seconds and we want durability if payment is temporarily slow, it routes a copy to another SQS queue for inventory, which updates stock level at its own pace. And it sends one more copy to a notification lambda that fires off a confirmation email via SES. 3 messaging services, 3 distinct jobs. EventBridge is the brain, doing the routing and filtering. SNS is the speed layer for fan out where every millisecond matters. SQS is the durability layer for async work that absolutely cannot be lost. If you remember one thing from this video, remember this diagram. This is what a modern event-driven system on AWS actually looks like in production. It's not about picking SQS or SNS or EventBridge, it's about using all three, each for what it's best at. We have seen the happy path so far. Let's look into failure modes now. Every architecture looks pretty in happy path. Let's break it. Imagine the payment service crashes mid-flight. What happened to messages already routed to it? If payment is consuming from SQS, messages stay in the queue. The visibility timeout expires, they became available again. Another worker picks them up. If processing fails repeatedly, say 5 attempts, SQS automatically moves the messages to a dead letter queue for manual inspection. Nothing lost. If payment is being pushed to via SNS directly, different story. SNS retry aggressively. Immediate, then pre-back off, then back off, then post-back off. About 10 attempts over 260 seconds. If all of them fail, and you have a subscription level DLQ configured, the message lands there. If you don't, and most teams don't, because nobody tells them they need one, the message is dropped permanently. That's why SNS to SQS is the industry standard. You get fan-out speed and durability in one pattern. The SQS queue under each subscription is your durability buffer. EventBridge support DLQs at the target level too. If a rule fails to deliver after retries, the events gets captured. Same idea, different layer. So here's the failure tolerance hierarchy. SQS, best durable for 14 days. EventBridge with DLQ, good SNS to SQ, best of both worlds. SNS alone, no DLQ, risky, and probably how you're going to get paged at 3 in the morning. Let's talk money now. The cost difference between these three services are brutal at scale, and most teams don't realize it until the bill arrives. SQS is the cheapest, 40 cents per million requests. A request is an API action, send message, receive message, delete message. Patch your operations aggressively with send message patch. Ships up to 10 messages in a single billable request. That alone cuts your bill by 90%. SNS is why the publish API is free for the first million requests per month, then 50 cents per million for standard topics after that. But the publish fee is just the start. Delivery costs are where it gets interesting. Delivery to SQS is free. Delivery to Lambda is free. That's the hidden gem nobody talks about. Delivery to HTTP endpoints is 60 cents per million. Email is $2 per 100,000. SMS varies widely by country, and it's almost always your biggest line item if you use it. EventBridge is the most expensive of the three at $1 per million custom event. It does more, but you pay for it. The real numbers at scale, fanning out to 3 subscribers. At 1 million events a month, SQS is 40 cents. SNS is free. EventBridge is $1. At 10 million, SQS is $4. SNS publish is 4.5 plus $12 in SQS receives. Call it 60.5. EventBridge is $10. At 100 million events a month, SQS is $40. SNS fan out is $49.50. Publishes plus $120. In SQS receives about 170 total. EventBridge is 100 buckets just for ingestion. Rule of thumb. SQS is cheap. SNS to SQS fan out stays cheap because the SQS delivery is free. EventBridge is worth the premium only when you need content-based routing for SaaS integrations. Don't route everything internally, especially events through EventBridge. That's how you turn a $40 bill into a $400 one. 6 scenarios. Real architecture decision. For each one, pause the video, pick the primitive that fits, and we will find out together. Scenario A. You are building a payment processing worker. It needs to survive crashes, retry transit stripe errors, and send exhausted messages to a dead letter queue. 4 options. Pause for 5 seconds and pick your choice. SQS. It ticks every box. Durability that survives crashes, automatic retries via visibility timeout, natural back pressure under spikes, and the DLQ when retries runs out. SNS drops on failure, EventBridge is overkill, direct lambda invokes have no back pressure. For scenario B, one order event needs to trigger 3 independent workflows: shipping, email, analytics. Each consumer needs its own durable buffer, so failures stay isolated. Pause and pick your option. SNS fanout. 1 publish, 3 durable queues. Each consumer fails and retry independently. Kinesis adds shard complexity. EventBridge costs 10 times more at scale. Plain SQS make 3 consumer fight over 1 queue. Scenario C. Stripe sends you 50 different webhook event type. You need to route each one to the right downstream service by event name, without redeploying code every time Stripe add a new event. Pause and pick your option. EventBridge. Native JSON content filtering, and Stripe is the first-class SaaS partner source. SNS filter is shallow. SQS plus a filter lambda means writing glue code for every single rule. EventBridge is the only one that scales here. Scenario D. You want to react when an order placed row appears in DynamoDB. Filter it, enrich it with customer data, send it to the fulfillment queue. And you don't want to write a custom lambda to wire it up. Pause for a few seconds and think about it. EventBridge Pipes. Source, filter, enrich, target. 0 glue code. DynamoDB stream is a first-class pipe source. SQS is a first-class target. The lambda in the middle is exactly what Pipes was built to replace. Scenario E. An editor hits publish and you need to push a breaking news alert to 1 million subscribers across mobile, email, and SMS. Fast. Speed matters more than durability. Now pause for a few seconds and pick your answer. SNS. 1 publish, native push to mobile, email, and SMS in parallel under 100 milliseconds. SNS to SQS adds a queue latency. You don't want it here. EventBridge cannot deliver to SMS. SES alone misses mobile and SMS entirely. Scenario F. 50,000 IoT devices send a 10 times burst of telemetry. Your downstream database cannot handle that write rate. You need a buffer that lets worker drain it at a steady pace. Now pause for a few seconds and pick your option. SQS. It observes the burst. Workers pull at fixed concurrency. The database stay flat. SNS would harm the database immediately. Kinesis works but costs 5 to 10 times more. Direct writes exhaust your write capacity in seconds. 6 scenarios, 6 different right answers. You are not just reading docs anymore. You're thinking in primitives. That's the whole point. So which one do you actually use? Here's the decision framework. Use SQS when you need one-to-one async processing with durability and back pressure. Payment workers, order processors, anything that has to survive a crash. Use SNS when you need instant fan out to multiple consumer, and pair it with SQS for durability. That pairing is the single highest leverage pattern in this video. Use EventBridge when you need content-based routing, SaaS integrations, or events flowing between bounded boxes in your architecture. And use EventBridge Pipes when you are still writing Lambda glue code to connect two AWS services. Stop doing that. The punchline: Most production AWS architectures uses all three, not one or the other. If this whiteboard breakdown helped you design better system, subscribe for more architecture deep dives. See you in the next video.